What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 28th day of August, and here we are at about $113.1 thousand, up 1.7% on this day. Beautiful Thursday. We're about halfway through the day so far, and we're looking to get a daily close above this daily low area, which I think is very evident that we have found the low, right? So far, we've just been predicting, thinking that we found the low, and now I think we're getting evidence that we actually have found the low. The ultimate piece of evidence would be to close the week up here. If we can close the week up here, that'd be great. But even if it's next week that we close up here, that's great. It doesn't have to close above to provide this as a low, but the sooner we do it, the sooner we can get excited about it. I will say, though, regardless of the close, that's a pretty damn bullish wick right there, right? If that was a bearish wick, that's a pretty damn bullish one. And we got 3 days left. We got about half a week left in this week here. And we're only down 0.28%. And you're bearish, and it looks like this? Come on now, man. That's immaculate support. This is the exact type of reaction you want to have whenever you find support. That's half the reason we got so excited here, because you were having that reaction, it just didn't persist. Look at how much bigger of a wick we have this time around, right? This is good stuff. This is really good stuff right here, you guys. Absolutely phenomenal. And Bitcoin's moving up. I think Ethereum, if we're looking at this here, Ethereum hasn't really moved. This happens, right? I mean, it's up 2% actually, to be fair. But whenever Bitcoin's moving up, and Ethereum's been at 4,600 for like the past 2 days, so it really hasn't moved up. It says it's up 2%, but it's really just been at this price for like the past 2 days. Bitcoin's been moving up over the past 2 days. Bitcoin will move up, and then Ethereum will move up. Bitcoin will move up, and then all coins will move up. Bitcoin will move up. You know, that's just kind of how it does its thing. Sometimes they move all together, but most of the time, that's just kind of how you see it. It goes Bitcoin first, then the rest will follow. 113.2K. If we're looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, 1 hour RSI, we are rejecting the overbought zone, which I don't necessarily appreciate, but we are at least getting into it. We're at the 60 and bouncing, so I would like to see this hour, this brand new hour, 54 minutes left in the hour. I would love to see it move up. The fact that we're consolidating at a sideways kind of trajectory here, moving sideways, horizontal, that's nice. That gives me hope that we will continue to move up. Overall, you know, we had a horizontal phase here, and we continued to move up here. I think that we're not stopping right here. I would assume that we do continue. So let's go. Let's keep going. The 1 hour RSI did bounce off the 60, and that's nice to see. Get into the overbought zone. Actually get into the overbought zone. If we come down and we find support down here, that's fine. We can do that, right? We shook out the markets yesterday. We took off. Look at the amount of longs that were on, right? Less than 2 billion and then less than 2 billion in shorts as well. We're going to refresh it. It's going to change, right? That was after Bitcoin saw this dump. But up here, which wasn't that far away, there was like $3 billion in longs, right? And there was actually less shorts. There's less than $1.5 billion in shorts. Now, we've got 2.25 billion, so not even that many longs have piled on, really. And the shorts have stayed the same, so people aren't taking off shorts. People are hesitant. They're hesitant here, and that's great. You don't want people to continue to long as we're going up. If anybody's saying, we're longing as we go up, well, yeah, that's going to happen. Yes, that's going to happen. But you look at the 30-day time frame, people are short as hell. They're short as hell, guys. We got like $16 billion in shorts to wipe out. And we're right up against this very significant pylon, probably the most significant pylon of all these shorts. This will get pushed back. As we push through this, a lot of these shorts will get added to higher levels. They'll push back. They'll just be like, okay, I got liquidated here. I'm going to add more shorts here to try to make that money back. Surely, if this didn't hold, once we get to 150K, surely that will, you know, at least I can make some money back. It'll get a higher low, and then we come back up. But no, that's not what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if this weekend... I called for this last weekend, and I'm pretty bad at these calls specifically, weekend pumps. It's the weekends that I don't call for them that they happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if this weekend we had a weekend pump. And we got some kind of gap that left people behind, right? That gives them the inclination that they know what they're doing, that they should go short. Oh, it's the beginning of September. It's a bloodbath month. It's not a bloodbath month. September's a very neutral, boring month, normally. Sorry, I have to keep clearing my throat. But I think this month is actually going to be exciting and bullish, like it was the last two. Last two are kind of neutral too, but to a green, to a bullish effect. This one I think is going to be an exciting September, honestly. And then also you get the gap, and people are, you know, convinced, okay, it's September and there's a gap. I'm going short here. Who cares about the charts? I'm just going to go short because that's the rules here. And they get eaten. They'll get eaten whole if my assumptions are correct, we should see some shorts pile on as the beginning of September comes around. Anyways, looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI looks decent. Stochastics look pretty good actually, and the MACD, you're building strength here, guys. It's looking good. We're actually at an area where you'd expect to bounce right here, but maybe you come down a little bit more. Again, we're at 113.1K now. If by the time you're watching this video, and we're down here at 111.5K, it's a higher low and a higher high. Like, well, who cares, right? We do this. Is that a problem? It hasn't been a problem so far. I doubt it's a problem. You know what I mean? So don't get bearish. Don't get overzealous. And don't get your feelings hurt if we do that. But I would expect, just looking at these charts, I would expect that we move up. Unless this 1 hour time frame does close red, then maybe there's a prospect where we come down. Because, again, looking at this RSI, we found resistance here. We could come down here. You know, but we're doing a little bit of something different here. Here we move down pretty immediately. Here we move down pretty immediately. Here we're dilly-dallying. Might we just make a second stab and actually get into this overbought zone? That'd be nice. But in the case that we don't, we come down like that down here. Well, we'll go down to about 111.5K, 111.46, whatever. And then we'll move up. It'll be great. It'll be a good time. We'll have a grand time. It'll be a good one. $113.1 thousand here. Stochastics are bullish as hell. Very bullish, actually. The MACD is looking to cross above the zero. We're loving that. Double bottom on the oscillators here. You're about to get these oscillators to cross above the zero. That's going to be a good time as well. That should promote days of growth, right? And that happens probably over the weekend, Friday or Saturday, right? That's going to happen over the next couple of days. If we keep moving up, we will get this cross over Friday or Saturday, and that would promote a very bullish weekend. And then the RSI, too, would get overbought as well. And again, adding to that bullish layer, you guys. I mean, we really could. Tomorrow, Friday, ending the week for the stock week, for the business week, it really could be a good time. Why do I keep saying good time? Don't go to good times, guys. Unless you're just getting a shake. I guess they have good shakes. Anyways, high to low. Everything else, though, is kind of crap. Even the service. High to low. That's the thing, too. Why don't these cheap-ass companies just pay their employees good so that they have good service, right? Have good service. People are more likely to come to you if you have good service. But you got teenagers. You're paying them like minimum wage. You got teenagers working a job that they don't care about. They just have the job there because their parents want them to have a job or they need a job experience. I don't know, just pay people, and I mean pay the teenagers too. Pay people what they deserve, man. You'll retain employment. You'll retain your employees. You'll be cycling through the next batch of people who just don't give a crap about your company. Actually give something to care about, and then everything will go. The quality will go up. You'll make more. I can't wait until one of these big corporate conglomerates just I shouldn't say conglomerates, just one of these big chains of corporations actually pays their employees more, and then they take off. Then they do well. Then all of a sudden they start to report how theft is down. Their employees seem to be happier and they're caring about their job more. No shit. No crap. No wonder, right? I would love to see it, but they're also dumb. They're also very dumb. They have the wrong people in charge, man. Anyways, high to low. I don't know. Pinch your pennies. That's probably how you got there in the first place, right? That's how you got there. But I'm saying long term, you're going to ruin yourself, because then the companies that do have good customer service, that people like to go to, that have good products, those are going to overtake you. They're going to become competitors. You're already at the top. Get rid of that, if you want. And they won't do that. They're going to penny pinch. Anyways, maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm not a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. I'm not one of those people that actually that hates the rich, but I'm getting off on a whole different topic, right? There's a lot of people who hate the rich, and they're like, tax the rich, you guys, tax the rich, have the rich. Look, here's the solution. You have the people who worked for their money, give it to the government, the people who didn't work for that money, and then they surely won't do anything nefarious with that. They will definitely do the right thing. The government's going to do the right thing with these rich people's money. Yeah, don't let the rich keep their money. Tax the rich, these people who worked and put themselves in these positions. Yeah, don't let them have money. Decentivize getting rich in America. Let's all be poor. That's just stupid, very stupid stuff. I'm not anybody who, and I'm not trying to call you stupid if you think that taxing the rich is a good thing. I just think you haven't thought it all the way through. You really think that it's better to give the United States government, where we spend 80% of our tax dollars on the military to meddle in foreign affairs? You think that's a better usage of money, really? Like that's come on, guys, come on. I agree with the whole thought that we're getting on a whole different philosophy. I want to move on. Okay, I want to move on. High to low. Sorry, 113.1K. I get carried away with myself sometimes. 382, 236, up and up we go. Looking at the 4-hour time frame here on these indicators. I like the RSI. You're reluctant to get oversold, and that's beautiful, right? We're back up above the 50. We're gonna start doing our work once we get into the overbought zone, which again Friday, Saturday will be the thing. All these indicators look primed and ready. We just got to keep going. And the area to pay attention to the most, I think, would be this weekly close, right? It would be here, this weekly close right here at 114.2K. We want to close above $114.2 thousand. We do that any week. This week, hopefully, that's the goal for this week, because why not? Let's do it sooner than later. Validates this low, validates the idea that we're on our way to new all-time highs, validates the idea that September is going to be freaking phenomenal. We do that, you guys, and Ethereum's shaping up to do the same thing, right? We're going to close, potentially this week, if we close green, we're going to get the second all-time high weekly closing price that we've had in Ethereum's history ever, and 2 of them in a row. That can't be a coincidence. That has to be a sign that we're ready, that this party train is gonna keep going. Okay, it's gonna keep going. We get a bearish engulfing candle this week after doing it. Okay, maybe that was a fake out, but and then we correct a little bit and then we move up. But if we get 2 in a row, we got 3 days left and we've already eaten back half this week. Like Bitcoin and Ethereum both doing well on their weekly time frames. That tells me crypto is about to pump. It's about to, you know what. We got lower lows in the stochastics. Okay, you're at the same area in the RSI now that you found support before. Okay, you even have a red a red pip here in the MACD histogram where you didn't get a red one here on these lows. So you have lower lows in the MACD, lower low in the stochastics, and about the same low here in the RSI, but you've got dramatically higher lows in the price and you're finding support at prior resistance. The weekly time frame couldn't be more bullish. We're just waiting to get overbought. Okay, you guys remember this back here whenever we were talking about May. The reason I was so excited for June, the reason I was so excited for July was the idea of getting overbought on the RSI. When we get overbought, guys, it's typically like 6 to 7 weeks of just glorious upside for Bitcoin, nonstop movement, right? And we move up a good bit. I forget what the percentage move is. I want to say it's like 50 or 40% up, right? Something like that. But we did something which is just absolutely abnormal. We got into the RSI overbought zone and then we got out of it. We didn't do anything with it. I want you to understand that there's been 3 times that we've done poor reactions like this where we weren't in the overbought zone for more than 6 weeks or 7 weeks in Bitcoin's history after getting in the overbought zone. There were 3 instances and 2 of them happened here. This is so uncommon. But with that being said, this kind of stuff, this kind of behavior actually is more bullish than anything. Whenever you just get into it, like this stuff, that's bullish. This kind of stuff is less bullish. It's still bullish. It's still very bullish, more bullish than this. But this right here, as long as it persists, when we come up, this overall would be more bullish than this over here. As long as we don't even have to have as strong of a reading as we did over here. It could be a lower reading, but this altogether is more bullish than that one reading, if that makes sense. It's actually very bullish. It's a bullish winding of the RSI. And when we break through, I wouldn't be surprised if this reading took us above the 90. We get a reading on the RSI that's above the 90 on a weekly time frame, and that does promote the biggest, most spectacular pump in Bitcoin that we've seen all cycle. Okay, I got nothing else to say. I went off on a tangent there for a second. I do apologize, but sometimes I share my inner thoughts. It's the morning, right? By the way, on that note, if you're finding yourself getting into fights on social media and stuff, maybe just do this thing. I have a rule for it. I follow it pretty well. I don't post anything before 11 a.m. and I don't post anything after 11 p.m. And if I do, and it seems sassy, well, now you know why, okay? For whatever reason, that's the sassy hours, you guys, between 11 to 11. 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. If it's 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and the sun's shining, everything's good. But and you've woken up, right? But for whatever reason, 11, just trust me. Just trust me. Have this rule for yourself where you don't post things on social media until after 11 a.m. or maybe, depending on when you wake up, 3 hours after you wake up, okay? And don't post anything like within an hour or 3 that you go to bed. I don't know. But 11 to 11, that's my rule. Don't post before 11 a.m., don't post after 11 p.m. You'll get in less social media fights. You won't post things that you regret posting if anybody does that. I don't do that because I don't post before 11 and I don't post after 11. Anyways, ta-ta. Hit the like button. I'm doing the thing where I'm posting with my words before 11 a.m. It's like 7 in the morning for me. So take care. Bye-bye.